is the Next Level Loan Officers podcast. To learn more about Next Level Loan Officers, go to becomennl.com.
Hello, friends. Sean Zalmanoff here with Next Level Loan Officers podcast, the #1 podcast for loan officers by loan officers. Joined one of my amazing partners, Shane Kidwell, out of Seattle, actually Everett, Washington. Shane, how are you doing this morning?
Big Sean, the fact that you remembered that I don't live in Seattle, that's why you're my favorite coach.
Oh, man. That's a low bar today, Shane. Low bar.
It is a low bar, but hey, man, I'm excited. So, Big Sean, we've got a pretty exciting guest here today, and I'm probably partial to this topic more than most, as are you, because we're huge fans of video and being unique and really setting yourself apart from the market, not just kind of falling in with everybody else. I'm excited, and I know you are, to have Ryan here with us, Ryan Ehler, who was a West Coast guy and is now like an East Coast guy.
He's living on some pretty nice land in the woods, and his little dirt bike that he gets to ride around on. You know, Shane, you mentioned being unique. Like, some of us try to be unique, and some of us just can't help being unique too. So, you got to embrace those things for yourself. Ryan, man, we just came off an awesome mastermind. You've been plugged into Next Level now for a while, and dude, you're kind of a video king around the world these days.
I think my video feed. I'm doing good. My video should come back. I don't know what was going on there. Oh, there we are. I'm back.
You're telling me the video guy on a video podcast? Of course, that would be the way it works, right? Murphy's Law would be the video king would have a video issue.
Froze. All right.
It's funny that I'm going to go on just a quick tangent because, I'm in Seattle, which is like the tech capital of the world, basically. And yet I have like more Wi-Fi problems than most of us do. And I'm like, how is the guy in the tech capital of Wi-Fi problems? But you know what, Ryan? You and I are just built a little tougher than Sean out there in the Midwest. We can handle adversity a little bit better.
Adversity is my life.
That's not surprising you'd say that, Shane.
Well, listen, Ryan, man, tell us a little bit, just like I always like to ask, just tell us the back of your baseball card. How did you get here today? A little bit about yourself. And again, at Next Level, we know that the actions will drive the results. So we're not asking you to tell us your results, but more just like, who are you? Like, for the audience that doesn't know you as well as we do, just introduce us to Ryan.
Yeah. And I just want to preface that what we're going to get into today can be life-changing for your business, even if you're already crushing it. Video is not what's coming, it's what's here, and you're either going to get on it or miss the boat, and it's either going to drive your business or take your business to the next level. So you got to stay tuned. I think everybody's going to get a ton of value from this. But me, basically, I'm an odd duck, like you guys said, and I've learned to embrace that, embrace my differences, embrace my weirdness, embrace my quirks, and just be me. And that has really served me well in my life, in all aspects of my life. But a little backstory is I used to own a gym. Gyms were, becoming a dime a dozen. Everything got more challenging. You had to water down your services to get clients, to charge less, and I just wasn't willing to do that. One of my long-term clients was in mortgage. He goes, man, you're really good with marketing and sales and talking to people. You come do mortgage and it's going to change your life. And within a month, I was licensed and I was doing mortgages. And then here we are years later. And he's right. It completely changed my life. It's allowed me to impact more people and impact my family. And, I'm super lucky. And I've worked really hard to get to where I am. And now I'm excited that I get to give back and share with people some things that could potentially impact their business like it has mine.
Well, and it's allowed you to move your business from one side of the country to the other and still keep your business going in other said side of the country, right, Ryan?
Exactly. We've been remote from our house for over 3 years. So this was no difference for us. We literally, as long as we have an internet connection, we can work from anywhere. And as long as people like and trust you and know you're going to do good for them, they don't care where you are, what you're doing.
I love that. And I think that's something for everybody listening to this call to just really dig in on. Ryan has been remote for the last 3 years, growing and maintaining a business, not because of a rate or a product, but because you're memorable and you're likable. And you and your wife do really creative things with video that's fun. Like I love the t-shirt because again, it's like I wear hoodies all the time. Today my hoodie of the day is nobody cares, work harder. You wear your I Love Mortgages t-shirt a lot, but you're a brand. And, we talk about this a lot when we do our live events, Sean. We talk about brand you, social you, like building that presence to be a digital mayor. And Ryan, you've done an incredible job of being a digital mayor. The great thing about that is when your brand digitally is dialed in, you're able to then take that anywhere in the country, which is massive. I'd love to get into just a couple of your strategies, like knowing what you know now, going back and looking at the Ryan from, 2, 3, 4 years ago. What would be some of the key things that you would focus your time on, focus your money on, invest in to help get that brand, right? For those on this call who are like, man, I really want to have a brand. I want to be more memorable. Like I do want to be able to maybe get one of those Mercedes Sprinter vans and travel the country, but still maintain my business. What would you say to them?
Totally doable. So basically it's all mindset. I have not met a client in person in over 3 years, and I attract those type of people into my life that are okay with that because they know, like, and trust me. In video, I mean, I sound so cliche, right? Because I'm so into video, but it really has been the door opener for me, because if somebody sees you and sees how you're educating and who you are as a person, you don't have to sell yourself. You don't have to go and do all kinds of crazy things. You can just be yourself and just help people. And they already trust you because you've delivered value up front with video. That's really what the difference maker has been.
Well, and that allows you to work in not just one area, but wherever you're licensed and wherever your people are too, right?
Exactly. Yeah. So, and it allows me to saturate my area with my brand faster with video, because when you have to do everything, like we still are in a handshake business, right? Like you can still do a lot with meeting people locally, physically, but you're limited based off of the hours in the day and all the other things that you have going on, family, friends, work, whatever, that you can only do so much. Whereas with video, you can leverage that 24/7.
Yeah. And then the beautiful thing too, I love it. Like when you were sharing at the mastermind, a lot of the stuff you were sharing, it wasn't like, hey, you have to go get a $20,000 camera and build a $50,000 studio and pay $2,000 a month. Like it's very simple, inexpensive. Like it's like your phone and a couple of cool little tools. And you and I are gadget nerds, so I love some of the tools you use. I'd love it if you dive into a few tactic strategies and maybe some tools that you use that would really help those who are just kind of getting into video.
Yes. So first thing is don't overthink it, and your initial videos are going to suck, and that's okay. You have to start somewhere. Just like anything else you've done in life, you weren't great at it when you started, but you have to get in the game. It's just like if you're advising a first-time home buyer to purchase a property, you're already letting them know, hey, it's not going to be your dream home, right? Like you have to take your advice and then apply it to what you're trying to do as well. And so with video, phone, use your phone. Don't use anything else. Just grab your phone and start making videos. Then add a mic. Mic's going to make it so much better. Then add some lights. Lights are going to make it even better. And just start tiering it up. One way that I like to do it is do it in your car, because it's kind of a nice sound environment. Just using your phone is usually pretty good. The lights are usually pretty good because the windows are diffusing some of that light. So, and I know, Shane, you do a ton in your car, right? And it just makes it so much easier when you can just grab your phone and start shooting and just start delivering information. And then you'll start to get better with it over time. And that's what I help people with is once they start doing it, let's refine it and make it better. So it's going to get you better results, because it's all about the strategy of how you're compiling your information and making it easily digestible so that people can consume that information easily.
We have a saying at Next Level that my shitty marketing is better than your no marketing. And it's amazing, Ryan, as you talk about his video being here and still how many loan officers have not embraced it yet. You know, if you're listening to this right now and you're like, oh man, well, Ryan's so much further ahead of me and Shane's doing all this great stuff with video. It's not too late, man. There's so few people in your market who are doing it at all. Not good, not bad, doing it at all. There's so much time you have to build the presence, put your videos on YouTube, Instagram, get them out everywhere, and really build this great presence. It kind of leads me back to Shane's shirt that he has here, which, by the way, Shane, that was the very first patch I ever bought for my rucksack. Was nobody cares, work harder. But you know, right now you have a golden opportunity, like work hard on video. It's something that you can do to separate yourself from the competition. And it's something that the better.coms and all the other internet lenders of the world that maybe will be here tomorrow, maybe we'll lay off all their staff tomorrow, who knows, but that they can't compete with, and that you can be the digital mayor of however many markets you really choose to be the digital mayor of.
Yeah, you know, I think, and like Ryan, a couple of things that you said real quick. You talk about scalability, which is really important, right? Like you talk about flexibility. I think that, you know, doing videos in your car while you're walking down the street, you were doing them like your bike. Like I think one of your best videos, you were riding your bike with your phone. Number one, gang, if you don't have the latest Samsung or Apple phone.
Wait, can we pause and replay that? Because you actually,
dude, I'm trying to be impartial. Okay. I know there's like 1% of our audience that has an Android phone. Okay. But go get the latest version of the best phone in your ecosystem right now. My 13 Pro has cinematic mode, and it's better than any of the other digital SLRs I have for what I need when you factor in how simple it is to use, right? So I think simplicity is huge. I think too, you brought up like where you do your videos matters, but it should be organic, right? You don't have to do a video in a studio for it to be a top ranked video. Your video, I remember you were riding a bike in your neighborhood talking about something with the market, right? I'll do them walking down the street. I have a little electric scooter, like those Lime scooters you can rent. I bought one of those and I do like scooter videos, right? It just captures people's attention and it gets them to listen. So now I know I did cut you off, but I wanted to make that point and the emphasis to the audience because it's so important to keep that in mind.
Right, exactly. And what I wanted to say, you know, touch on Sean's point about working hard. So my old philosophy was work smart, not hard. My new philosophy is work hard and smart, not long. Right? So when we're going to work, let's work hard, let's work smart, leverage whatever we're using, which in this case would be video we're talking about, so that you can work less hours. Like I was talking to Shane about this. I'm not even close to the top producers, but I bet you in terms of dollars per hour, I'm in the 1% because of the way that I leverage the work that I do. It allows me to work less and build a lifestyle. I know how much money I need to make to live a certain lifestyle and be comfortable and make sure that everything's getting taken care of. And I design my whole life around how can I make that happen and impact the most people in the time that I'm willing to work to make that income. I think that's what a lot of people need to get clear on. It's not about making as much money as possible. It's about building a lifestyle.
Amen. We have an annual goal worksheet that we go over with our people inside of Next Level all the time. And Shane and I have a very dear friend inside of Next Level. And she was so concerned about being a 1% originator. And had she continued on the path that she was on, she would have done it. She would have been a 1% originator this year. Now she would have foregone an opportunity to grow a branch and do all kinds of other amazing things. But she would have been a 1%er. And we were able to convince her that there was a different light that she should follow and a different path. And it's so refreshing because so many people like, I want to do this, I want to do that. It's like, man, no, what do you need? What do you need to pick your family up and move across the country? What do you need to buy that home on the lake, on the river that you want to spend most of your weekends at and take off the afternoon on Fridays so you can go mountain biking or do the things that you love to do? in getting to that point, like, whether you make 100,000, 150, or, $1 million, there is a definite peak through which the law of diminishing returns quickly applies to the amount of money you make, and focusing that time on your family or rafting or whatever those things may be, you definitely win. You're not going to look back and be like, damn, wish I would have made more money. You're going to look back and say, I wish I spent more time with my family. I wish I went mountain biking more. I wish I did the things that I loved.
I love that you guys are bringing 100%. Up this dollar per hour because, again, like when I started in the business back in 2009, I looked at all those guys and gals that were top 1%ers that had the volume, right? The $100 million producers, the guys doing 500 units. And I've realized, after 12 years in the business, after hitting top 1%, like for the 8th time in a row, and just deleting all the emails from the companies trying to sell you plaques, right? And what I've realized was, where I want to be top 1% in? I want to be top 1% in being a dad. I want to be top 1% in being a husband. I want to be top 1% in being a provider. And yeah, that means I'm going to probably hit the numbers I need to hit. But to Sean's point, it may be running a branch or a region. It may be taking a back seat. Some of the most rewarding things in this business is letting other people take center stage. So although this doesn't really get into videos, we kind of are going down a little bit more of a philosophical talk. I do think it's important for people. It's not that being a top 1% originator is bad. We're there. We get it. But it's never the end game. It's not the ultimate goal. Now, in the time that we have left, I would love to drill in a little bit on some actual ideas around what people can do for video. In Next Level, we have a course called Power 90. And the goal of Power 90 is to take ATMs, actions that matter, and focus on one key ATM each day of your work week, whatever that looks like for you as an originator. And do one thing a day. And these are the top 5 things that generate your revenue, the highest dollar producing activities, right? It's what gets your dollar per hour up. The reality is most originators spend 15 minutes to an hour a week at most doing actual tangible things that move the needle. The reality is that we're top 1% originators pulling credit. We're top 1% originators running DU and LP and looking at the guideline changes for Fannie Mae. That's not really what grows a brand or a business. Your ATMs, your actions that matter, grow your business. For some of you, it might be meeting with agents for coffee or happy hour or speaking and doing classes, educational courses. For Ryan, I know for you, it's video. If you were an LO jumping into Next Level, engaging in Power 90, and one of your ATMs was going to be video, one day a week, you were going to do video. You were going to invest an hour in some way, shape, or form doing video. Now I'm putting him on the spot here, guys. Ryan, what would you do?
Easy peasy. So this is exactly what I do for all the people that I help is we do FAQs. So frequently asked questions. What comes up all the time over and over and over and over? And you make videos on this that are 60 seconds or less. I do it this way because it doesn't take a lot of time to make a 60-second video. You don't have to remember a long script, but you always have to keep in mind, what is this going to do for the people watching it? It's not about you, it's about them. And you always have to keep reminding yourself of this. So whenever you start a video, you always have to start with what they're going to get out of this video and how it's going to change their life. Hands down, every time. Then you got to go right into what you told them that you're going to do. Don't run an intro. We're done with intros. Don't talk about yourself. Nobody cares about you. They care about themselves. What are you going to give them? Deliver the value. And then you can say something about yourself or, hey, reach out if you need anything, and run an outro. And that way you are thinking about the clients, the consumers, the customers first, and giving them a ton of value without asking them to do anything before you deliver that value. And just do that every single week. I'm living proof of this. I am on this show. I've talked at your event solely because I did video every single week for years. And then you guys picked up on it and it's like, man, this is the most consistent guy in the game right now doing video. That's it. That's the only thing I did. And then think about how that translates to your local community. When people see you over and over and over and over, and all you're doing is trying to help them and give them value, you're playing the long game, and people are going to have that trust with you. And it's going to open up so many doors because you're going to attract people that like who you are as a person. And you just put yourself out there as who you are. Don't try to be me. Don't be Sean. Don't be Shane. Just be yourself. And as soon as you get good at doing that on camera and not caring about how you come across and how people perceive you, the right people will be attracted to you and the wrong people will be repelled from you.
So let me dig in really quick on some action items you all can take to have an ATM that's videos. So first and foremost, as we talked about, get a high quality camera phone. Second, I challenge people to not wear a hoodie at the office and then a suit when they go out and meet somebody. Whoever you are, that is who you are. And what's great about Ryan is what you see on video is what you get. So whatever you want to be known for, whatever brand you want to exude through how you look, be on brand, be brand consistent with whatever that looks like. For me, I got like
now 11. Let me cut you off with a funny story. I got to tell you, because I went to the event, right? My wife forces me to wear suits when I speak. She goes, I bought you a bunch of suits. You're wearing them. And I'm like, I just want to wear my t-shirt. She goes, no. So I walk into your group. Nobody really knows me, right? And it's funny, at the end of the event, people come to me, they're like, I thought you were going to be the biggest douchebag ever. You come in with this suit and you're just standing there. And then they're like, oh no, you're just like a regular dude, right? And so you're right. Like the way you present yourself is the way you come across. I think next time I'm going to wear the suit and then I'm going to start like pretend like I'm getting naked on the stage.
Dude,
but then I have mortgage shirts underneath.
And there's your shirt, right?
But you need to have Jessica put some buttons on the back so you can just like tear the whole thing.
Yeah, you need a tearaway suit, man. Like that's what I really expected from you. But listen, okay, be on brand, whatever that looks like. And even so, though, dude, I've seen you in suits before, like so that was still on brand for you. Have a great camera. A lot of people are like, I don't know what to talk about. There's a couple of really easy places you can go. First and foremost, if your company sends out like did you knows and FAQs, the Fannie Mae seller guides are getting updated. They're sending things out. Your local, like in Washington State, we have local groups that send stuff out. Like our local board of realtors sends stuff out. Mortgage Currency is a great site. Keeping Current Matters is a great site. There's several sites. What I do, I sign up for all of those different email lists. And then I create a rule in Outlook and it dumps them all into a folder of video ideas. Then when I hit my ATM, let's say every Tuesday, I'm doing a video for an hour. I might record 5 videos that I'm going to use over 5 days or 5 weeks. I go to that email inbox. I go through it and I go, what do I want to talk about today? And it's relevant. It's on topic. It's going to be something that's going to catch somebody's attention. And it's going to be stuff I can repurpose for other uses. So for me, if I'm going to talk about the difference between a pre-qual and a pre-approval, why you should look at condos over single family homes if you're buying under 400,000 in Seattle market, I'm going to leverage that video, not only for my weekly video, my agent group, that strategy we talk about. I'll put it in BombBomb and blast that to my agents. I'll also use that for buyers. So when they're coming in saying, I'm thinking about buying a condo, I can repurpose that video for that. So that's the beautiful thing about video. So to summarize, great camera. Don't go cheap on that. Get the nicest phone you can get. And I know, Ryan, I was laughing because right when the iPhone 13 Pro came out, you were showing off the box of your phone like you got it like day one, right? I'm the same way. And they're like, didn't you have like a 12 Pro? Isn't it like basically the same thing? I'm like, it's basically, but not exactly.
I got the 22 Ultra when you guys are ready to upgrade.
I know, but we want to always be leveling up. This is next level, Sean, not last level, right? But that's really important. Get the phone, be on brand, be in an environment that is going to resonate with the audience and or capture their eyeballs. And then talk about simple topics, FAQs, leverage free or cheap resources to gather the data you need to know what to talk about. If you need to use a teleprompter because you just can't talk, Big View, there's teleprompter apps you can get for an iPad. There's a lot of ways you can do that very, very affordably.
And don't worry about hitting home runs and going viral. Like I see all these people trying to go viral. And let's be honest, in the business we're in, going viral is not going to do anything for you. You can't get referrals. And when you go viral, it's not your local community. It's nationwide, worldwide. And it really is not going to do anything for your business unless you want to be a public speaker or an influencer or whatever. If you're trying to grow your mortgage business, you only want your local people to see it. And what you do is you're hitting singles and doubles, right? And when you do make a video that's a home run, that's what you turn into an advertisement.
So friends, family, listeners, fellow watchers on YouTube, wherever you're consuming this. Hey, our job is to protect the mortgage industry. It's to move the needle in your business and protect originators. If you need a little bit of help, go on to nlstrategycall.com and get a free strategy call with one of the coaches. We'll take some time. We'll help you break down what's missing in your business and just give you some great advice to move the needle. And if it works for you and it works for us, you can join Next Level for the low price of $197 a month. There is no platform, there is no community on the planet that is moving the needle and providing as much value at as low of a price as we are. Ryan, appreciate you joining us today. Shane, my pleasure as always. Friends, family, peace out.
Thanks, guys.